The woman, who looked strikingly similar to Scarlett Johansson, glanced up and saw a missile streaking across the sky before detonating in a massive explosion not far off. A group of young guys, alarmed by the noise, rushed outside to investigate. As they looked on, 2 more fighter jets flew over the city. The sight sent a wave of panic through them. What was happening in the city? Their confusion turned to concern when they received calls from family members, informing them that a riot had broken out and the military was stepping in to control the situation. The group initially thought it was just a minor incident and didn't give it much thought. Little did they know, the real danger was creeping closer. Bryce and David were about to head out to practice their basketball skills when they noticed a menacing black dog standing on the lawn, staring at them with drooling intensity. The dog was missing an ear, and something about it seemed off. The group immediately went on high alert, and just as they feared, the dog lunged at them. They managed to slam the door shut just in time. Peeking through the curtains, David got a closer look, which sent chills down everyone's spine. Hearing the commotion, Howard came over to see what had scared them so badly. However, the group quickly stopped him from getting too close. Seeing their frightened faces, Howard tried to reassure them, saying the villa was secure and that they should just rest. He assured them that the dog would likely leave on its own soon. To everyone's surprise, the dog was still there the next morning, looking even hungrier and showing no signs of leaving. Bryce, frustrated and not willing to wait any longer, decided to go out and confront the dog. Howard admired Bryce's courage and handed him a baseball bat for protection. Bryce, armed with the bat, stepped outside. The dog immediately charged at him. Bryce readied himself, and with a single, well-aimed strike, he took down the dog. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief. However, as David approached to inspect the situation, the dog suddenly sprang back to life, almost biting him. Thankfully, Howard acted quickly and finished off the dog for good, preventing a potentially disastrous outcome. David, seeing the address on the dog's tag, felt compelled to return the body to its owner. He quickly set off in his car, leaving the villa. However, halfway there, he heard a broadcast on the radio about a virus outbreak. The government was urging everyone to stay indoors and not go outside. It became clear that the city hadn't experienced a riot but was actually dealing with a zombie virus outbreak, and the rabid dog was infected. David didn't take the warning seriously and continued driving. Soon, he came across a car accident up ahead. A driver was standing by their car, motionless. As David got out to check on the situation, the driver suddenly began convulsing and staggered toward him, pulling at her hair. Sensing danger, David quickly turned back to his car, but the woman, now clearly infected, threw herself onto the hood, frantically banging on the windshield. Fortunately, David managed to shake her off with a quick U-turn, leaving the infected woman behind. David rushed back to the villa and frantically relayed what he had just witnessed. Seeing the fear in David's eyes, everyone finally grasped the gravity of the situation. However, a heated debate ensued about whether they should leave the villa or fortify their position and stay. In the midst of their argument, a zombie suddenly crashed through a window and attacked Howard. Bryce and David quickly pulled the zombie off, and Bryce dispatched it with the baseball bat, but it was too late for Howard, who had been fatally injured. Howard's girlfriend, Charlie, was devastated, clutching him in grief as the others stood in shock. Their mourning was cut short when they saw more zombies charging toward the villa. Realizing they had no time to lose, the group quickly retreated upstairs. Bryce's girlfriend, Naomi, realized that Charlie hadn't come upstairs with them, so she ran back to get her. Naomi found Charlie and forcibly pulled her towards the staircase. Just as they reached the stairs, more zombies broke through the windows. They hurriedly ran up to the second floor, but as they reached the door, Charlie locked it behind her, leaving Naomi trapped outside. Despite Naomi's desperate cries for help, Charlie showed no mercy. Bryce, hearing Naomi's screams, wanted to go out and rescue her, but David held him back. Little did they know that it was Charlie who had condemned Naomi to her fate. Meanwhile, Taylor looked out the window and noticed several zombies standing still outside. Remembering what David had witnessed earlier, they realized that the zombies only became active when disturbed by noise. That night, Charlie, alone in her room, tried to call out to Taylor in the neighboring room through the window. Unfortunately, this noise attracted the attention of the zombies outside. As they began breaking down the door, Charlie managed to fend one off using a razor from the bathroom, then climbed out the window and made her way to the other room with Taylor's help. Once safe, Bryce asked about his girlfriend Naomi's whereabouts. Charlie, however, lied, not revealing that she had left Naomi to die. The real reason Charlie had turned on Naomi was because she overheard a conversation between her boyfriend Howard and Naomi, which made her suspect that Naomi was having an affair with Howard. Unaware of the suspected affair, Bryce, David, and Taylor didn't question Charlie's story. With limited food supplies, their main concern became finding a way to leave the villa. The next morning, the group began their escape plan. David tied a signal flare to Bryce's leg and sent him to retrieve the car keys from the kitchen. As Bryce reached the staircase, he encountered a zombie. Thankfully, he reacted quickly, darting into the laundry room and escaping through a window. He leaped down to the first floor and sprinted, dodging zombies along the way. Bryce reached the kitchen, grabbed the keys from the floor, and made a beeline for the car. After narrowly avoiding several zombies, he managed to get into the vehicle and sped away, leaving the pursuing zombies behind. He finally reached a safe spot and ignited the signal flare to signal the others. Seeing Bryce's signal, the others quickly climbed out of the window. Bryce arrived to pick them up, and as David and Charlie got into the car, zombies spotted them. In the panic, Taylor had to jump onto the car's roof. A zombie tried to climb up, but Taylor kicked it off. As they sped away, Bryce hit the brakes hard, causing Taylor to tumble off the roof. Thankfully, David quickly helped her back into the car. Without wasting any time, Bryce hit the gas and sped off. However, they hadn't gone far when a zombie girl suddenly appeared in the middle of the road. Instinctively, Bryce swerved to avoid her, causing the car to flip over. Fortunately, everyone was okay, and they quickly scrambled out of the car. But Charlie was stuck. With the zombies closing in, they had no choice but to forcefully pull Charlie free. The group, limping and injured, managed to escape just before the zombies could reach them. The zombie horde continued to grow behind them, leaving them no choice but to seek shelter in a nearby house. As the group tried to recover from the ordeal, they noticed that Bryce's leg injury was severe. With no proper medical supplies in sight, they could only do a basic bandage job and hope for the best. As night fell, the zombies seemed to enter a dormant state, allowing the group a moment of relative peace, though they remained on edge throughout the night. The next morning, David cautiously opened the door and saw that the zombies had disappeared from the streets. Seizing the opportunity, they ventured out and soon stumbled upon a pharmacy. This was a chance to treat Bryce's wound properly. Inside, they found the dead shopkeeper holding a radio, which was broadcasting a rescue message. Helicopters were picking up survivors daily at a nearby university. This news was a lifeline, and they quickly tended to Bryce's wound before setting out for the university. Just as they exited the pharmacy, the previously quiet street was suddenly swarmed with zombies. The group ran into an alley and climbed over a fence to escape. However, Charlie, who was trailing behind, was caught and overwhelmed by the pursuing zombies. Overcome with grief, but unable to help, the remaining three had no choice but to keep running. But when they finally reached the university gates, they found it swarming with zombies. Determined to make it to the rescue helicopter in time, David grabbed a wooden stick and charged forward. His plan was to draw the zombies away, giving the other two a chance to enter the school. After leading the zombies on a wild chase, David rejoined his companions. They initially planned to take the elevator to the rooftop, but the elevator was stuck on the 4th floor, forcing them to use the stairs. The zombies pursued them relentlessly, and they barely managed to hide on one of the floors. However, while closing the door, David was bitten on the finger by a zombie. As they barricaded the door and prepared to keep running, David began to transform. Taylor was devastated, but seeing that David had turned into a zombie, they had no choice but to leave him behind and keep running. As they pressed the elevator button, zombie David caught up with them, forcing Bryce to put him down himself. But the other zombies were also breaking through the door. Just as they were about to be overwhelmed, the elevator arrived. They managed to get in just in time, avoiding the swarm. They thought they'd be safe upstairs, but when the elevator doors opened, they were met with even more zombies. Luckily, the elevator had stopped between 2 floors, which prevented the zombies from getting in immediately. Bryce took advantage of their position to deal with the zombies, and the two of them climbed out to the upper floor. When they finally reached the rooftop, they were horrified to see the helicopter flying towards another building. Bryce took out his radio and realized they had come to the wrong rooftop. Left with no choice, they headed back the way they came. Upon reaching the ground floor, they found the hallway filled with zombies. Determined to catch the helicopter, they decided to take the risk and move through the horde. As they made their way through, Taylor's breathing alerted one of the zombies. Bryce quickly took it down with an axe, and they made a fast escape. With a horde of zombies close behind, Bryce and Taylor made it to another building. They hurried through the parking lot and into a safe corridor, temporarily blocking the zombies outside. After clearing the stairwell of obstacles, they sprinted towards the rooftop. Taylor finally saw the light ahead and burst through the door onto the rooftop, spotting the rescue helicopter hovering above. She called for help, unaware that Bryce was struggling with zombies that had caught up to him. Fortunately, the helicopter crew noticed them, and a soldier fired at the zombies attacking Bryce, taking them out just in time. After confirming that neither Bryce nor Taylor was infected, the soldiers helped them aboard the helicopter. Safe at last, Bryce and Taylor were finally able to start a new, happy life together.